In the summer of 2019, Yes embarked on an American tour entitled The Royal Affair. The live album from that tour is called The Royal Affair Tour Live from Las Vegas. On that particular recording, the band performed a version of John Lennon's Imagine. Why are Yes covering a song by John Lennon, I hear you ask? Well, Alan White, who is the drummer with Yes, was also a founder member of the Plastic Ono Band. And in 2019, it was the 50th anniversary of the Plastic Ono Band's live Peace in Toronto album, and of course the concert from where that recording was made. It was also the 48th anniversary of the Imagine album, which Alan White also played on. In fact, he played on all but 3 of the original tracks on that particular album. I caught up with Alan at the Beatles Week convention at the Adelphi Hotel in Liverpool in the summer of 2019, where he discussed his time with John Lennon. As you can hear, it's a very busy afternoon at the convention, and Alan was due to give an interview in front of around 300 people later on in the afternoon. I started off by asking him then, did it seem like 50 years since he started his working relationship with John Lennon?
No, it doesn't seem that long ago, because, I'm glad that people, recognize it like they've been doing for years. And it was the first time John had done a gig outside of the Beatles live, so he was very nervous, but it's great to see people commemorating that album. In fact, I just did a signing and I signed tons of albums. It was an instant album. I mean, he says on the album, we never played together before, right? And which is very true. We just hammered through the songs on the plane and then heads down and got into it.
I was talking to Klaus Vormann recently and he said it was very last minute. Is that how you found out about it?
Yeah, last minute. I just got a call out of the blue, said, you want to come and play in Toronto? I've got a gig. And the first call I got, as you know, I didn't think it was him. I thought it was somebody who messed around with him. But then, really, I just took the bull by the horns and jumped in the deep end, as it were, and put my head down and played. And so did Eric and Klaus, because none of us had played together. And considering, I don't think it's that bad an album, considering we had no rehearsals. Alan Klein had set this up for John, and I really think he was scrambling to get a band together and put it on stage. But we did. And, I personally think we kind of pulled it off, as you can see, because people want me to sign it all the time. So it must have sold a bunch of records.
Well, if you look at the film, and luckily it was filmed as well as recorded, you can see John getting more confident as the set goes on.
I said that, I did an interview the other day to that nature, and I said, well, by the second or third song, he was feeling better, he had confidence, and by that time he felt like he had the audience in his hand. Otherwise, I was just thinking he was scared, he got booed off. A lot of those songs were songs that were, bands played in general around that time. So I knew what the songs were. I just remember him being adamant about Blue Suede Shoes with an extra beat from Carl Perkins.
I'm sure I've read this somewhere, that one of your relatives said to you, one day you'll play with the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's got to be a really weird thing. When you were on stage with John, or was it afterwards maybe, that crossed your mind and thought, wow.
When I was about 13, I was playing in, I had a little local band. We used to do these small gigs. And I remember that from the day one day you're going to be playing with the Beatles. And it stuck in my mind.
Congratulations on the Royal Affair. Fabulous tour from what I've seen of everything. It's so great to see Yes doing so well, because I think there's been a lot of work gone into the band over the last sort of 15 years.
I tell you, Yes worked so hard on being extremely detailed about getting everything right and perfect, and it pays out over the years, It really does. And the band's playing really, really good right now.
Everybody knows you for Yes. And of course, then there's the other side of it. You're the drummer who played on Imagine. You played in the Plastic Ono Band. And it's nice to have that contrast, I think, isn't it?
Oh, it is, because, Yes is very complex music. And some of the drumming I did on, some of it's quite difficult on the Lennon stuff. But the Yes stuff takes a long time to work out, even to go back and play it again after all this time. You've got to really, as they say, the P's and Q's right.
How long after All Things Must Pass did you get involved in the Imagine sessions? Because that was outside London, that was at John's home in Tittenhurst Park.
Yeah.
And how long was it after that? Because again, there was some hangovers from the Beatles situation. You had Phil McDonald engineering, George played on it, Klaus was there, you were there as well. So it seemed like a pretty tight unit.
It was.
There's a very famous quote as well. Nicky Hopkins said, John said wanted me to play the piano, and I said to him, no, you need to play the piano on Imagine. And that's it. And John wanted Nicky Hopkins to play. He goes, it goes like this. And you can see that in the film, and Nicky's going, I think you should play that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever think that he may decide to go out and do some gigs? Because he'd done a few gigs outside of the Beatles with doing the live piece and things.
Then he moved to New York, though. And I kind of lost touch with him after that for a bit. And he went through that whole immigration deal in New York and stuff. So.
But you're still in touch with Yoko. I remember you saying once, when you were in Liverpool, funnily enough, oh yeah, Imagine's coming out again, got an invite. And she always looks after you, Yoko, doesn't she?
Yeah, she always remembers me, and well, I know her people now because I just did that yesterday, and they put a special film together, footage from that time, and we played Imagine on the yesterday, and they'd run it behind me. The first time I saw it, I turned around and looked at it. What the hell is that guy?
You've just been celebrating, well, last year now, the 50th anniversary of Yes, and you've been there this year, in fact in July, for 47 years of those 50, so congratulations on that, and congratulations on the Royal Affair Tour, very successful.